Compete at the highest levels of collegiate gymnastics requires several things. You must master the apparatus you're working on. You must demonstrate style and skill and grace, plus power and speed. All will be on display tonight as the 8th-ranked Florida Gators host number 16 LSU next on Sunshine. From the O'Connell Center on the campus of the University of Florida in Gainesville, Sunshine Network presents Florida Gator Gymnastics. Tonight, the Gators play host to the Tigers of LSU. And a very pleasant good evening to you, along with former Gator All-American Melissa Miller-Schubeck. I'm Larry Vittel, and welcome to what should be a great gymnastics matchup. Two nationally ranked teams, the 16th-ranked LSU Tigers and the number 8 Florida Gators. And Melissa, for the Gators, coming off a great start to the season last weekend.
They did. They started the Super 6 Challenge behind Alabama, only 7/10 behind, and they made a lot of mistakes, but they also upset Georgia. Now they're looking to add some difficulty to their routines tonight, and with that and their talent and the great coaching that they have, it would be hard to upset them here in the O-Dome.
Now for the LSU Tigers, they're also coming off a second-place finish in their season opener, but probably not as happy about it as the Gators were.
They also started on the road, and very disappointing second place to number 17 Arizona. Now Coach Dee Bro said that they competed scared, and when you compete scared, you make mistakes. And I know that she's hoping that they take those mistakes, get past that, and move on and put the routines on the floor tonight that they've been practicing.
Well, we've got a couple of great individuals to focus on in this meet. The last two SEC Freshmen of the Year. 2 years ago, it was Florida's Orly Smooch.
All-American Orly Smooch is a great contender for the all-around in many of the competitions this year, but especially tonight. At the end of the regular season last year, she was ranked 12th nationally, and she's already taken second place in their season opener.
Well, Orly was the Freshman of the Year 2 years ago. Last year, it was LSU's April Burkholder.
And she's going to be one to watch on the SEC and national picture this year. She is already holding the school record in the all-around as a freshman with a 39.875 and garnered 20 individual titles last year.
So it's Florida and LSU. Both teams finished in the nation's top 10 a year ago. They're hoping to do the same again in 2004. We'll be back with the first rotation after this timeout on Sunshine. And a good crowd on hand here at the O'Connell Center in Gainesville as we get set for our first rotation. Florida on vault, LSU on bars, and first up for the Gators is Erin Dooley.
And she's a 2003 vault All-American. Round off, half twist, front layout, nicer Chinko vault.
Critically important to nail the vault because nowadays you just get the one shot at it.
You see the entry, round off entry, half twist, front layout, and a solid landing.
Erin Dooley gets Florida off to a good start. Dooley 9.850, a very consistent vaulter, 9.70 or better on every vault last season. Now for LSU on the bars, here's April Burkholder.
And she's very strong on this event. You see her release move. Requirement to move down to the low bar in a direction change. Giant. Another giant. Get ready for dismount. Nice double back dismount.
April Burkholder, the #1 all-arounder for LSU.
She swings very well. As you can see, she's getting ready for a dismount, getting lots of momentum. And a pike double back, just one little step at the end.
And that little step didn't hurt too badly, 9.825 for the LSU Tiger. Next up for Florida, Katie Rue, a freshman out of Maryland.
And she's awesome on this event. She can choose from 3 different 10-0 vaults. Here she is throwing Yuchenko with a full twist, one big step at the end. The judges are looking for a nice pre-flight, power off of the horse, and a stuck landing.
So Katie Rue, with that step on her landing on the vault, settles for a 9.80 for the Florida Gators. We continue with the Gators vaulting. Here's Samantha Lutz. She's a freshman from Ohio.
Handspring front pike with a half twist, a little low on the landing, not real solid on that stick. This vault is out of a 10-0 value, but again, you see that she had her chest down at the end and just could not control that landing.
So Lutz with a 9.75 for Florida. The third Gator freshman in the vault rotation. Now we go back to LSU and another freshman out of Las Vegas. This is Lisa Rennie.
This is a strong event for her. The 2003 Nationals, she placed second on the uneven bars. Toe on, toe off. Half turn. A little bit of trouble on that giant with a full pirouette. Nice release move. A little bit of a form break on the catch. Transitioning down to the low bar. LSU's already had to have 2 falls on this event, so she needs a great landing. And she stuck it, toe on, front off with a half twist.
So Lisa Rennie comes through for the LSU Tigers.
You see her dismount, toe on, front with a half twist and a solid landing.
And the judges certainly like it, a 9.90, the highest score we've seen anywhere so far this evening, early in the evening, obviously. And now Florida's Orly Smooch.
She was the regional vault champion last year. Yurchenko, half twist front layout, and again, one little step at the end. One thing about this Florida team, though, they have increased their vault value where every gymnast is performing a 10-0 vault this year, and that's really going to help them perform and score better. See, nice high after flight, and again, all these Florida gymnasts just have to work on their landings.
Another little step for Florida on the landing, but Orly Smooch scores a 9.875. The Gators continue to score well, everything 9.75 or better so far tonight. Next up, the junior from Quebec, Canada, Annie Gagnon.
And this is her event. She was All-American on this event at the 2003 NCAAs.
Gagnon coming off a foot surgery in the offseason.
You see her release move, done very well. Upright handstand, full pirouette. You'll see the coaches in the background sometimes just there in case there's a miss and they can help them and that so they don't get hurt. Nice double layout dismount. Great job.
So Annie Gagnon shows that All-American form with an outstanding routine.
You see the power going into this dismount. Nice stretch, double layout, and so important to stick that landing.
So after a bad start on the bars, LSU comes on strong with Burkholder, Rennie, and now Gagnon, all posting strong scores. Back to the vault, and Florida's Chantel Toussaint.
She's performing Yurchenko, half twist front layout, a little step on the end.
Is that step off to the side any worse than a step in either direction?
They just count the step as 1/10 no matter which direction. She just had a little trouble coming off the horse. She didn't get quite the lift that she needed, and of course that's what caused the step.
Toussaint with a 9.775, continuing consistent scores for the Gators in the first rotation. Erin Dooley got it off to a good start for Florida. We've completed 1 of 4 rotations here at the O'Connell Center in Gainesville. And we get set for the second rotation. Florida and LSU. The Gators move to the uneven bars, and LSU will go through their vault routines. And first up for the Gators on the bars is Kara Waterhouse.
They always look to her to start this event. She's very solid. Nice upright handstand. Pike Jaeger. Moving down to the low bar. Stoop on. Upright handstand. Giant half pirouette. And nice double front dismount.
All-American in this routine in 2001. Kara Waterhouse leads off the lineup for the Florida Gators.
Taking a look at that unique dismount. Double front and a solid landing.
And a solid score, 9.825 for Kara Waterhouse, one of 2 seniors on this Florida team. Over to the vault we go. This is Lindsey Thompson, sophomore at LSU.
She's doing Yurchenko half, front layout, nice height, one step.
It's the night of the one step on the vault for both teams.
But take a look at this after flight. You can see the nice height and lift that she gets off of the horse. Didn't travel out as much as she could have, and then again has to work on sticking that landing.
Still a career best, 9.875 for Lindsey Thompson. Now for the Gators, Orly Smooch. Orly with a 9.875 on her vault. Gator all around her.
And she has a unique routine. The judges always like the different things that the kids are doing in their routines. Nice full pirouette. She does a ginger between the bars. Nice pack salto down to the low bar. Then you'll see the direction change, the variation from the low to the high bar. All these requirements on this event. Giant with a full pirouette, nice tuck double back, and a great landing.
Orly Smooch, Gator All-American last year, and obviously flashing that form again in 2004.
One thing I notice about her dismount is that as she's doing the tuck double back, it's very clean. Her knees are nice and tight, and that really makes a big difference in your total score.
And her second 9.875 of the evening. Next up for Florida, Brianne King, a very talented freshman from Canada. Coach Rhonda Fain talks about Brianne.
She's amazing. You know, I can't say enough about how well she performed her first collegiate competition in front of 10,000 people. She was very calm, she was very centered, and very aggressive. And we're looking for the exact same thing from her tonight.
She has a high skill level on this event with an extremely hard dismount. She's very tall, so it's very, I'm sure, very challenging on this event. Nice Healy right into her Jaeger. A little bit of fight on that handstand. Moving up to the high bar, getting ready for a dismount. Full twisting double back, great landing.
So Brianne King on the uneven bars for Florida with an outstanding routine.
She's come right in as a freshman and just made herself at home. And you can see this on this performance. Full twist as she flips 2 times. Incredible.
So the Florida freshman with a 9.875, matching Orly Smooch on this event. And we switch back over to the vault once again, and LSU's April Burkholder.
She had a 9.975 against Florida last year. Yurchenko full twist and a pretty good landing. She's very powerful. You can see the strength in her run. Pretty good lift off. And again, not bad, maybe like just a half a tenth on that landing.
9.925. That's the best score we've seen on the vault so far this evening for April Burkholder. Now back to Florida on the bars, and here's Cherie Owens, Florida sophomore from Gainesville, Florida.
She missed some last year due to a knee injury.
Ooh.
And you see a slight mistake there. Good thing the coach was standing there.
Now you have to gather yourself and try to salvage the rest of the routine. How hard's that to do after a fall?
Well, as you see, she's very relaxed right now. Doesn't seem like she's under a whole lot of pressure. And the best thing is that in collegiate gymnastics, you put 6 gymnasts on the event, and you only have to count 5 scores. So it's okay if they mess up in one of the routines, but after that, they need to get it back together.
And Randy Lane there to try to help her get it back together.
It just looked like some miscue there. I'm not really sure what happened. I don't think Randy did either. He was just kind of laughing. He was waiting to spot a skill, and I think she did something different. Giant full pirouette. There's that release move. The Giants getting ready for a dismount. Full twisting double back in 1 step.
Well, a nice finish for Cherie Owens after getting off to a rough start on the bars.
You see she was doing an overshoot on the low bar, and I'm not sure that's exactly what was planned. You can see a little bit of confusion there. But again, getting it back, lots of nice power into this dismount. And those tenths are going to add up later on in the season on those landings.
And she salvages a 9.350 for the Gators, who hope to not count that score, as Melissa pointed out. Next up on the bars, there's an All-American who had a perfect 10 in this event, Florida senior Erin Pendleton.
She's been so strong on this event for Florida. She has an inverted giant right into a Jaeger. You can tell the difference in her routine. She moves very quickly from one bar to the other. The judges are looking for that flow in the routine. Nice tight lines, double layout, and a great landing.
You can see why Erin Pendleton has won 11 bars titles in her collegiate career.
Taking another look at her dismount. 2 flips in a stretch position.
And a 9.925 for Florida's Erin Pendleton. That is the top score we've seen so far tonight on the uneven bars for the Gator senior. And our final bars routine will be Gator junior Kristen Stuckey.
She's an All-American second team on this event, also All-SEC. Nice Delchev. Again, they need to have 2 release moves of some kind in the routine. There's her other, which is a pack salto. Cast handstand. A little bit of form breaks on her giants, a double layout, and 1 step at the end.
So Kristen Stuckey for Florida, another consistent routine for a young lady who has only once scored below a 9.80 competitively.
There's her release move.
And a 9.825, so she continues that consistency for the Florida Gators. Orly Smooch got the Gators off to a good start on the bars, and it continued throughout the rotation. Florida and LSU through 2. We are midway through the matchup between number 8 Florida and number 16 LSU, and the Gators lead by .750 after 2 rotations. That's a pretty big lead.
That is a big lead, and LSU, you know, could always pull back in on these last 2 events, so it's important that Florida stay strong.
Particularly on the beam where falls can kind of snowball on a team. Orly Smooch leads off for the Gators to try to set the tone.
Handspring, layout, step out, right on. Again, they like to start with her. She's consistent, she's strong, she's a great leader. And that's just really important on the balance beam event, which can make or break a team in any competition. Hitch kick into a wolf jump. A full turn. That's one of the requirements on the balance beam. And also they have to move down close to the beam, which you see her doing there. Cat leap into a switch side leap. So you're finding her place on the beam, getting ready for her dismount. Nice high round off, tuck double dismount, and a great finish.
So Orly Smooch, the Gator junior from Los Angeles, gets it off to a good start.
Looking at this nice high tuck double back. It's an E-level dismount, very important in their difficulty level of their routine.
And for the 3rd consecutive rotation, a 9.875 for Orly Smooch. That matches her score from the Super 6 Challenge. Now over to the floor, and here is Brittany Brown for LSU.
This is a great event for her. She's upgraded her difficulty from last year to this year. She's going to be one to watch at the SEC and NCAAs. Nice high puck double back. She really knows how to play to the crowd. Getting ready for her 2nd tumbling pass. Down off back handspring, nice high tuck double back. It's important that the kids have routines that they're comfortable performing too. So sometimes they may have some say-so in their choreography and pick their music as well.
It's the one place where you really get a feel for the personality of the gymnast.
Exactly. So getting serious here for her last tumbling pass. Handspring, front layout. Done very well. Last week she scored a 9.775. We'll see if she can top that here.
So Brittany Brown of LSU with her floor routine.
You can see the power in this tumbling pass. Look how high this pike double back goes out of the TV screen. Done very well.
And she certainly did improve on her score from last week. 9.90 for Brittany Brown. Now back to the beam for Florida. This is Katie Rue.
She's another consistent beam worker. It's said that in the past few weeks in beam practice, she's not even fallen off at practice. So you know you can count on her.
Which is why it was such a surprise when she fell at the Super 6 Challenge.
Well, as a freshman, you never know what they're going to do with that first meet, and getting out those first meet jitters is very important. You saw a handspring layout. That's her acrobatic series. Side summy, slight bobble. Full turn. We're starting to see a lot more uniqueness in the routines now. It's just not enough to do just difficulty now. And so they're trying to be very creative in their routines so that they stand out to the judges. Look at that, gainer full off the end of the beam. Here's her series handspring layout. Great start. Instead of going off the side, she goes off the end with a gainer full twist.
And is that more uniqueness for the judges to see someone do that?
It is. They're looking for the creativity in these routines, and that's definitely going to stand out. They're going to remember her.
Brianne King on beam for Florida. She won this event at the Gymnastics Invitational up in Canada.
Starting with the front aerial, step out. Side summing. Switch leap, straddle jump, straddle jump. Full turn. She's so tall and she looks so graceful doing the balance beam. Another front aerial, back handspring, step out. You see her getting ready for her dismount. Round off, double twist, and a stuck landing.
So Brianne King, who finished third in the all-around at the Super 6 Challenge with a strong beam routine.
Get a nice high double twist dismount.
And a 9.90, so the judges certainly like that performance from the Gator freshman. And now here's Erin Pendleton. Did very well at the Super 6 Challenge in this event just last week.
Just starting with a unique headstand mount. One thing you'll see a lot of times is that the kids will start with something easy to get on the beam so that they can then focus on their bigger skills that are to follow, such as this handspring, layout, step out, slight break. That'll cost her about a 10th. Very smooth on her full turn. Straddle jump. Back tuck kick out, straddle down. On the balance beam, they're required to do turns, leaps, acrobatic series, gymnastics series. All these things in this short amount of time. And there you see a straddle with 3/4 jump into a back hip circle.
She's spending more time down on the beam than the other gymnasts have.
She is. She's doing a lot of different things, and there's no minimum as to how many skills they can do on the beam. Each routine starts from a 9.5. In order to increase their difficulty, they have to add harder skills.
Erin Pendleton with a solid routine for the Florida Gators.
You see her dismount, gainer with a full twist. Most of these routines are starting at a 10.0 because of increased difficulty.
And a 9.75 for Erin Pendleton. Sends us back over to the floor, and here's April Burkholder having a good night, having won the vault competition.
She's the 2003 regional champ on the floor exercise, and she's gotten a 10.0 on this event as well. Starting with a full twisting double back. What a great start. And I love this LSU choreography. It's very unique, very different. And again, they really play up to the audience. Right into her second pass. 2.5 twist, punch front. Very hard to tumble out of anything with a half twist because it's a blind landing.
Talk about playing to the audience. She's got a good audience to play to tonight in the O-Dome. Over 3,800 here in the O'Connell Center for this dual meet.
I tell you one thing about this Florida crowd, they respect good gymnastics, and they'll get into this routine just like a Florida routine. Last year, she clinched LSU's berth to nationals with the award-winning performance on floor with a 9.925.
How clutch is that when you're the last performer in the last rotation to try to get your team to NCAAs and you come through?
She'd be the one to turn to. You see her last tumbling pass, front layout, Brandy, layout, step out. A little bit of Casey in the Sunshine Band.
You're dating us. April Burkholder continues her outstanding evening here in Gainesville with a terrific floor routine.
You see, she's so strong on this tumbling. There's a 2.5 twist, immediate punch front.
And the judges agree, 9.90 for Burkholder. And that'll bring up Erin Dooley on the beam for Florida, the Gator sophomore.
Starting with a punch front. Switch side. Getting ready for her acrobatic series, handspring layout, step out. She's already off to a great start this year at the Super 6 Challenge. She already matched her career best of 9.925 on this event.
Good enough for second place against some of the best in the country.
I tell you, Florida, they're just a strong beam team. They've got the choreography, and they know how to hit in the big competitions. She's also the regional champ on the balance beam and placed second at SECs last year. Gainer full dismount. Great job.
So Erin Dooley for the Florida Gators, showing the form she showed at the Super 6 Challenge.
There's that handspring layout, step out, and she was solid. And a nice finish.
And not quite as good a score as she had last week, but a 9.825 for Florida. And our final beam worker will be Kristen Stuckey, who won this event at the Super 6 and is extremely consistent on beam.
She's Florida's top beam scorer, and she's matched her high record of a 9.975. That's the all-time Florida beam record. She's starting off showing off her flexibility with a split. A handspring half turn front walkover on the balance beam. Incredible. Again, these things that are just standing out in the routines are really what's putting these kids at the top on the balance beam event.
It's remarkable she has the success she has after having torn the ACL in each of her knees in 2001 and 2002.
And I believe it's like 7 knee surgeries that she's had. It's incredible just to have this come back. You see the concentration, again, showing off her flexibility, and everybody loves this skill. It's so unique. It's a nice needle skill. Concentrating for her dismount. Gainer pike off the end. Great job.
So Kristen Stuckey for the Florida Gators. 6 career beam titles, and this could be number 7.
You see that awesome finish. Great job for Florida on beam.
9.925, the best score the Gators have posted on the beam today. And we have completed 3 rotations. The Gators hit the floor next. Alberta, how about a hug? That's more like it. Final rotation, the Gators hit the floor with a 1-point lead over LSU, and Brianne King first in the Gator floor lineup.
And this and bars are both her favorite events. Again, she's a freshman, so this is her first home meet in front of this Gainesville crowd.
And she's currently tied with Orly Smooch in the all-around, .025 behind April Burkholder, so the final rotation will determine that competition.
You see a 2.5 twist punch front in a pike position. Solid start. Stepping right into their second pass. Handspring, front full, front pike. Not only is she great at cheerleading or gymnastics, but she also was a cheerleader and a basketball player in high school.
Cheer her own baskets.
See some of the differences you see in the music, you know, that some people like the slower music to move to, and then others you may see quicker music. It's all to fit their personality. Coaches standing by the floor, cheering the girls on. In her last pass, round off whip, double twist. That's a great start for Florida on floor. She started gymnastics at the age of 4. You see a 2.5 twist punch front in a pike position.
9.850 the score for Brianne King for Florida. Now we go over to the beam. This is Kelly Phelan. She's a freshman from Dr. Phillips High School in Orlando.
It's a very unique mount. She did a front flip over to the side of the beam. And again, more creativity here. Using her requirement of working down close to the beam. Getting ready for her acrobatic series. Back handspring, layout, step out.
Phelan struggled with her bars routine at the start of the evening, but has been very steady since.
And she's got a big following at this meet. She is from Florida, and she was Florida's Athlete of the Year, and there were lots of family and friends cheering her on tonight. Nice punch front, a little low on the landing. That'll be about a 10th or 2 deduction.
So important to stay up there because that's half a point if you fall off the beam.
Exactly, and they need to fight for all of these 10ths. You hear some music in the background. It's some of the competitions in the preseason or the regular season. You'll hear this music, and as long as the team allows that, they can use that. This is just to kind of help the kids not worry about what's going on around them and just kind of take some of the nerves off. Round off double twist dismount.
No nerves at all for Kelly Phelan on beam for LSU.
Then you see her series of handspring layout.
And a 9.80, matching her vault score as her best scores of the evening. Back to the floor for Florida. Here's Erin Dooley.
And she's very powerful on this event. Last year, she set her collegiate best against LSU with a 9.875. Punch front full, round up back handspring, pike double back. Last year, there was only one other person that performed that pass.
But Dooley goes off the mat, not able to hold the landing, and that'll cost her.
And again, trying to add that increased difficulty, sometimes you have to pay the penalty early in the year. That is going to cost her 1/10.
Rhonda Fain talked about that before the meet, that she was concerned about floor and holding it at the end because they have added difficulty to the tumbling rounds.
Right, it's early in the year, and I know that they will fix all those things as the year goes on. Nice jump combination. You'll You also see the chalk lines in the corner. This kind of gives them an idea where they're at on the floor without having to look down.
And the obligatory gator chomp.
Handspring front Brandy.
And the crowd enjoys the routine from Florida's Erin Dooley.
Again, looking at this unique Brandy right into a Shushanova.
Let that step out on the tumbling pass costs Dooley a 9.575 is her eventual score. And now Savannah Evans, freshman from Destin, went to Fort Walton Beach High School, another Florida product.
And this is her favorite event, and you'll see why she's smiling all throughout this routine. She loves this event. Double twist forward.
A little Cotton-Eyed Joe for the music.
And she really knows how to work this routine and get these Gator fans into this routine. Second pass, 1.5 twist front layout. Again, it's amazing how the difficulty has changed over the years, and the requirements are just more challenging than they've been in the past. So the kids just have to be more advanced in their skills. Not only is she athletic, she graduated in the top 1% of her class at Fort Walton Beach High School. You sit and watch these athletes and you forget that they're also great students as well. There's that Gator chomp. Taking a breather for that last pass. Front full, front layout. Great routine for Savannah.
Savannah Evans for the Florida Gators. A little Cotton-Eyed Joe on the floor.
Taking another look at her tumbling pass. Round up back handspring. Nice high 1.5 twist into a punch front layout.
And Savannah Evans with her score for the Florida Gators. More Gators on the floor, and our final look at April Burkholder when we return to Florida LSU Gymnastics right after this. Some of the 3,803 here at the O'Connell Center in Gainesville tonight, watching Florida and LSU go at it. The Gators with a 1-point lead entering the final rotation have been strong on the floor so far. And next up is Samantha Lutz from Grove City, Ohio.
And she's been slowed in the fall training due to a summer knee injury, but already back in the floor lineup.
Samantha with a 9.75 on vault earlier in the evening.
She's starting with music box dancer. Now it's kicking into AC/DC music.
Now that's a different segue.
Big change. A little trouble on that tuck double landing. They can land on the thin mat that's there as long as it's pulled out of the way afterwards. That might have actually hurt her.
Yeah, she landed half on it and half on the regular mat.
Well, she blocked and went straight up, but didn't get a lot of rotation. Let's see if she can do better on the second pass. Handspring front full, punch front. Nice recovery. She was actually the Ohio State champion in the floor exercise and every other event in 2003. She also has lots of international experience competing in Sweden at the age of 13. There's that Gator chomp. Gearing up for that last tumbling pass. Round up back handspring, double twist.
Samantha Lutz for the Florida Gators.
You see that front full right into a punch front. Strong finish.
And a strong score, 9.875 for Lutz. And that gets us back to April Burkholder from Houston, Texas for LSU. She's been strong tonight. 9.825 is her lowest score in the first 3 rotations.
Wow, look at that. Round off, layout, step out, and right on. She's starting a routine with a difficult skill. Some people like to start with easier skills just to get on the beam. But here's handspring layout, layout. Very solid. I know Dee Dee has a lot of confidence putting her at the end of the beam lineup. Some coaches do it differently. Some will put certain gymnasts at the end to up their score, and then some, like with her, put their stronger performers at the end of the lineup.
Part of it may be mental. Some athletes may want to be first up. Some may want to go last.
Exactly. There's a side summy, a little bit of a bobble, probably about a 210 deduction. The coaches will find that some gymnasts perform better in different situations. Some of you cannot put first up on the balance beam. You know that they cannot handle the pressure.
I'd be on that list. 4 inches wide, I don't think so.
So you're gearing up for a dismount. Round off, nice high tuck, double back, and one big step.
So a couple of flaws for Burkholder on her beam routine.
It's probably not going to hurt her a lot. She's still just really strong as far as difficulty, and everything else she performed very well.
9.825 for the LSU sophomore. Now we go to the floor, and there's Orly Smooch.
She's their top returning floor competitor. In 2003, she was second team All-American on this event.
Have a little devious grin there to get started with.
She really knows how to sell this routine to this Florida crowd. Starting with a round up, a handspring, pike double back. Very clean and a nice landing. And you can see she's having lots of fun in this routine. Side summing. Nice transition into her second tumbling pass. Front layout, very clean. Some of the requirements on the floor exercise is they have to have a dance series. They have to have an acros dance combination with 3 elements and 2 tumbling passes, 1 having 2 saltos. They also have to finish their routine with at least a B-level dismount.
But virtually every floor routine has 3 tumbling passes, doesn't it?
Exactly. But they do have to have those required skills of the 2 flips in a row, and everyone basically has that. The difference that you're seeing in the scores are due to added difficulty. So the more difficulty you add, the more ease in your routine, the higher you're going to have your start value. Here's her dismount. Nice high tuck double back. Very exciting routine for Orly.
And for the crowd here in Gainesville, Orly with 3 straight 9.875s, trying to improve that in the floor exercise.
And you can see why she's All-American. Look at the power in this tumbling. Nice lift, very clean tuck double back.
And she does get a better score, a 9.925 for the Gator Junior. And the final routine of the night will be Katie Rue on floor for Florida.
This is probably Florida's most powerful and most difficult routine at this point in the season. Watch this opening pass. Round up back handspring, double layout, a little short on the landing. Now I know Orly's also looking to add that skill, but as you can see, it's kind of hard on the angles. You have to be very careful on the landing. So I know Coach was wanting to put that in as the year progresses for Orly and just continue it with Katie.
Is that double layout about as tough as it gets?
It is. As far as the double, you can do the tug position, the pike, but the layout is definitely the hardest. You hear the orange and blue choreographed into her routine. Something for the crowd to get into. Nice high pike double back. A little bit change of music into the Phantom of the Opera.
Great show.
Now the interesting thing about Katie is her sister's on the University of Iowa's gymnastics team. Very solid dismount. A little bit of a form break. Full twisting back handspring. And a great finish for Florida.
So Katie Rue for the Florida Gators ends the evening in style.
There's that round up back handspring, pike double back, very powerful.
And a 9.80 for Katie Rue for the Florida Gators. So that concludes the competition between Florida and LSU. The scores and Gator coach Rhonda Fain coming up next. The final results tonight in Gainesville. Erin Pendleton with her 12th collegiate bars victory with a 9.925 as she edges Lisa Rennie of LSU. On the vault, it was LSU getting the victory. April Burkholder with a 9.925 just ahead of Florida's Orly Smooch. The balance beam was all Florida. The Gators terrific on beam tonight, led by Kristen Stuckey with her 9.925. The Gators finished 1 through 5 in that event. And on floor exercise, Orly Smooch clinches the all-around title with a 9.925. Now let's go to Melissa with Coach Rhonda Fain.
LSU not having a really good performance tonight. They started their first two routines with falls and then counted a lot of falls and mistakes. Florida, though, not needing any help. Did things go as planned?
Yeah, actually, I wasn't sure. I didn't know what LSU had done because we only watch our own, girls. And they did a phenomenal job. We achieved the goals that we wanted. We came in, we competed aggressively, and we hit our routines.
I know she improved on the vault by almost 4/10, and starting off with a 197 the second meet, that's awesome.
Well, that just shows the depth that we do have this year, especially, and the length and the room that we still have to grow. It is the second meet of the year, and we still have mistakes that we have to fix. And so we are really excited, and we have a lot of potential.
Well, good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
What a great score for the Florida Gators, 197.10. They beat LSU with the 5th best score in school history. That's going to do it from the O'Connell Center in Gainesville. For our producer, Dennis Black, and director, Jerry Wetzel, along with Melissa Miller-Schubeck, I'm Larry Vitale. Thanks to our entire crew, and good night from Gainesville.